Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I get you with a new video. Today is Monday, January 22nd, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $, ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got NHL action this Monday afternoon. The Vegas Golden Knights versus the New Jersey Devils. Let's go, baby. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday. Aiden in the building. He said, let's go, Devils. Megan with a 50 to get the stream started off on a positive note. I appreciate you very, very much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack. And she says, let's go, Vegas. Let's switch up the icon then, huh? There we go. And I got that new one. I'm always looking to improve the channel any way I can. I appreciate you. Let me know what you want to do for photos. I assume you want some Kraken, so we can definitely do that. And there'll be a couple Kraken matchups that I'll be able to do. Let's go. Let's go, baby. And we're going to get started here. Let's get everything set up. And I'm still waiting for that Kraken spinning logo and some more animated stuff that I can get. I mean, they got to be able to make a spinning logo out of this or a shimmering logo. I mean, I got buoy, right? We got the headbang buoy. We got the clapping buoy. We got the towel buoy like the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the little icon with the little anchor drop, but I just want to have that same spinning logo that we got here, right? Which is very cool. Or here. I mean, we got to get a Kraken one. So Air Jordan in the building. What's good? I appreciate you. How are you, brother? Kraken. Oh, I got you. Let's go. And I was actually a little disappointed when I woke up and I found out that not only did we lose 3-1 right against the Toronto Maple Leafs, but we don't even have a game today. I was like, oh gosh, I got to wait. But at least that the Vegas Golden Knights and the New Jersey Devils, obviously that's Aiden's team and Odin's son's team. And I imagine we'll have some Vegas people coming in here either betting on the money line or being a Vegas fan. So let me get some photos up for you. I appreciate you very, very much. And we're halfway to the goal. Let's go. I saw that. I said, what do you think about that? I mean, it's one thing to be a legendary goalie and an icon and a Hall of Famer. Sometimes that translates over to coaching. And just like in the NBA, former players sometimes end up being good coaches, but other times they just end up being names and then eventually end up getting replaced by maybe another assistant, another player, or a different direction. So let me get some photos up here. Appreciate you, Megan. And I got to stay busy, so we're pretty much streaming every single day. I mean, I don't really take days off, or at least we don't really try to that often. Maybe a day off a week, but some days we're going to go 7 days a week. Others will go 5, but I would say on average, probably about 6 to 7 days. I mean, got to make sure we're putting in that grind. And like I said, if we're not going to be doing as many NBA games, then at least at this point, until we get to the playoffs, we want to make sure we're taking advantage of the NHL market and trying to be able to get some more likes, subs, views, donos, and grow this platform this particular way. And then once we get into baseball season, it'll be a healthy dose of the NHL and the MLB with some wrestling mixed in with WWE pay-per-views once a month, maybe an occasional AEW pay-per-view, maybe once or twice a year. And then we'll get into the playoffs. And if we end up having any matchups, I'll end up doing a little bit of Blazers, a little bit of Milwaukee Bucks, Celtics, and a few other teams, just depending on the matchup sprinkled out throughout the year. Let's go. And I don't like, I mean, the Kraken got one of the easiest schedules the rest of the way out, so I know we're going to be able to stockpile wins. But it just feels like all year we're a team of streaks. We're either really, really hot or we're really, really not. It's like 8-game win streak, 8-game losing streak, right? It's never like, oh, we won one game, we lost a game, oh, and then we won a game. It doesn't work like that where we win one, we lose one, and then we win one again. It's like it never goes WLW. It's either LLLLL and then until we figure it out, or WWWWW, and then we get on this amazing win streak. But hopefully we can turn that around once we get a few games in this week before the All-Star break. Let's go. And we got a few minutes here before the stream starts. So I'm going to squeeze in as many photos as I can for Megan, and we'll do that throughout the stream. Got a Hack Attack, Yanni Gord, Wenberg, Kyler, Jaden. I mean, I hit you with Shortsy. We're going all over the place. I appreciate you. And we got to go with my favorite photo out of all the Kraken photos. It's got to be this one. Let's go. Winter Classic, baby. We'll never forget this. Here we go. New Jersey Devils. No Jack Hughes tonight. Unfortunate with the injury. But we will get Captain Jack Eichel. We'll get him. I thought we were going to go a Jack for a Jack, but we got an injury there, and hopefully he'll end up getting out there sooner than later. Appreciate you setting the tone and getting us started. Let's go Vegas. I know. I'm glad to see you in here and hopping in and hanging out. I mean, like I said, I know hockey and baseball and wrestling, and there's always going to be other things other than football that we're going to do, and some people will, gravitate towards that, and others won't. But a lot of times, we'll talk about more than just sports here. We'll talk about music, pop culture, mental health, and anything else we have to in between. So it never really ends up being, a hockey stream all the way through. You never know what might come up on a daily dose of the NWSF. Daniel in the building, what's good? Yeah, no abs today either. I noticed that as well. Yeah. Hip in the building, what's good? Sarah in the building, what's good? He wore the blue and the white. So is the blue and the white bad because we lost 3-1? Is that like one of the ties that goes into the bin where we don't use that one? We do the brighter colors, the reds, the maroons. We have to do like that, the more of those colors, or the Kraken color, on point. But I guess that one isn't a good one, at least for now. Oh, of course not. Bro, you guys overachieved. It's just like the Buccaneers and the Packers. You guys were hotter than us late in the year. 19 touchdowns, 1 pick. And if that's a quarterback, that has a little bit more experience, maybe he doesn't make that throw, or maybe he still does, just thinking that he can thread the needle. But one thing is for sure, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends on the Packers are always going to be super athletic. And as you go from Bart Starr, to Majikowski and to Brett Favre, to Aaron Rodgers, and then now to Jordan Love, figured out that, hey, you don't have to continue looking for a quarterback every single year. For as long as you want him, you're going to have him. So if that means 5 years, fine. 10 years, fine. But that's a good comfort knowing that the organization with Kunta Kunz, LaFleur, and the rest of the guys in the war room, you can pretty much be like, okay, we can always look for a backup for him or a veteran, throughout the years, but we don't have to actually pursue someone to compete or take his job. So now you can focus more on the O-line, the D-line, the defense, the secondary, kicker, right? Kicker, and then, end up getting back to the NFC championship caliber type of team. So there's going to be a lot of rivalries between the Lions and the Packers for many, many years. So, yep. And like I said, I keep it 100. I'm going to call it how I see it. And like I said, there definitely are holes on that team, but what team doesn't have holes? So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens this weekend, especially with the Lions and Niners. You get people that are dumb like Stephen A. saying the Niners can't win without Debo, which is ridiculous. Yes, they can, but again, it's about people that know football or just want to have a hot take about something stupid to try to get people to argue with them, and that's pretty much everything is calculated out of that guy's mouth, knowing that he's going to say that thing that nobody really agrees with just to get you to engage and watch. But if you're smart, you don't even play with that nonsense. It's a bunch of bullshit. So, oh, boom, all the right there. See that? We got the high five and then double high five. A little chest bump there. Okay, we got it all, baby. We got it all, baby. Yeah, that shit was crazy. He was just on one from the very start, but I like that. When are we getting done back? If we can get Turbo and Dunn to go just crazy and just start throwing fists the whole game, there we go. MSU in the building. What's good? I know. Congratulations with that, And like I said, I've always rooted, for the Niners and the Lions for different reasons when I was a kid. more of a Joe Montana, Jerry Rice guy, but I love the Barry Sanders era, with Herman Moore and Perryman and Mitchell and, what they had going there, Lomas Brown. And then to be able to see Megatron and Stafford do their thing, but never really having a team good enough or the right coach. Like Wayne Fontes and a lot of these guys that you guys have had in the past, they didn't really have the identity of Detroit. You got some places that are going to be white collar. You're going to get some places that are going to be blue collar. But you find coaches that identify with the state, the city, the people, and the communication and the vibe when it's genuine and real. Even if people want to hate and say he's a meathead and he's dumb, he clearly isn't dumb. And you might say he's a little bit of a meathead and maybe some of his techniques or coaching style because he's a little bit more honest and raw and genuine. And maybe he'll go down there and do 10 push-ups with the defensive line and O-line and other coaches wouldn't. But those are the things that make him special. And those are the things that are going to help that team succeed to hopefully a few NFC championship games in the Goffense era, as well as hopefully a Super Bowl appearance for their sake, at least one in the Jared Goffense era. And then we'll see what happens if they're really lucky. And there's other teams that have injuries like the Eagles, the Niners, Saints, and all the others, right? That maybe they'll get to go twice in the next 10 years and then maybe win one, lose one. We'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be very, very competitive in the NFC and the AFC for many years to come, no matter what it happens. It seems like Patrick Mahomes is always going to take one spot. So it's either going to be Lamar, playing him, Burrow playing him, Allen playing him, or maybe in the divisional, that's just going to be how it goes for many, many years. Or maybe even Herbert, if we can end up getting the proper coaching and they don't have an injury curse, maybe he'll have an opportunity with that Charger team or maybe Herbert's next team, that he goes to, that maybe he'll have a chance if he stays in the AFC. So a lot of bright quarterbacks that are going to be showcasing for many, many years to come. All right, baby, here we go. Vegas Golden Knights, Devils, we're knotted up at 0, baby. See, I disagree with this. I don't think Brock Purdy is a game manager. I think that he's proven this season, maybe not last year as much, but I think this season he's proven he can make some of the throws that Jimmy and Colin Kaepernick couldn't make. And it's either you're going to acknowledge that, like how we acknowledge Jordan Love, that it might be a little bit better than people think, even though he started off shitty, and then even surprise Packer fans themselves that maybe now he is the guy. But, if you put Purdy on another team like the Browns, is he going to be as effective as the Niners? Probably not, but again, he still is going to show flashes where he can make threading the needle throws in between double coverage or in zone where normal quarterbacks that, the Niners have had in the past, even Jeff Garcia at times can't make those throws. Sometimes he would, sometimes he wouldn't. But, I'm not saying Purdy is a top 5 quarterback, but he's a lot better, I think, than people think. And yeah, you're supported around Kyle Shanahan, the best play caller, the best offensive line, the best left tackle. You got running backs galore with CMC. You got tight ends with Kittle. You got Debo. You got Ayuk. You got Juwan Jennings. You got anybody that you want to throw in there. But the bottom line is Brock Purdy a superstar? No. But for a guy that was picked Mr. Irrelevant, 7th round, sometimes he plays good, sometimes he plays bad, but more times than not, it's pretty fucking good. And, don't sleep on them. I mean, they might end up winning the Super Bowl this year. If we get Niners-Ravens, everyone has already crowned the Ravens that they won because they beat them one time earlier in the year. What happens if he plays good in that game somehow, some way, and gets like 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, but stays relatively clean, and then the Niners win the Super Bowl? Then what's the narrative? Or what if he gets, Super Bowl MVP? What if he goes for 3 touchdowns, no picks? And 280 yards, and he gets Super Bowl MVP. Then what's the narrative? He's still, dog shit. He's still, he's still a game manager, like Cam said. Now, if you want to put Dak in the game manager thing, as far as a glorified superstar in the regular season, but game manager and mistake maker in the postseason, then you can go that route, even though that take is unpopular. But Dak is great in the regular season, but he doesn't do anything in the post. So what's that legacy like? Is that someone you would want to pay $30 or $40 million? Maybe on another team with other coaching, and maybe you would get more, or maybe that's just what Dak is, that you're never going to succeed, and he's never, going to climb the mountain. They'll never get to a Super Bowl, or maybe they'll never, win 2 playoff games. Maybe they'll never get to an NFC championship game. So, but if we're going to give Jordan Love the kudos and the love, even with that one bad throw, that the future is very bright, I mean, to act like Purdy is worse than Kaepernick and worse than Jimmy G, he's not. He's clearly much better than those two guys, like by a lot, in my opinion. You're still going to have bad games where he throws 3 or 4 picks, but those guys had games like that too. And there's a little confidence and swagger. And the kid is from the Midwest, Iowa State, dude. You know what I'm saying? So those guys that come from the middle part of the country, or even guys like Michigan State or Kirk Cousins, they might not be the best quarterbacks out there, but they got a lot of guts and heart, and a lot of them are like real genuine dudes, you know? So for me, you know, you can judge all you want, you know, if you think Jordan Love's that much better than Brock Purdy, you know, which we obviously know Jordan Love is amazing. At least he was amazing at the end of the year. Let's see him do it next year, you know, but let's keep the judgment on Brock Purdy. Let's wait a couple more years before we just crown him that he's garbage or he's just a game manager. Because let's be honest, you know, out of all the teams in the NFL, who's got the best shot to get to the NFC Championship game every fucking year? Who's one team you're going to say every year moving forward? The San Francisco 49ers. I mean, tell me I'm wrong, right? And then on the AFC side, who's the team that you're always going to say is going to be in the AFC Championship game? The Kansas City Chiefs. So whether you like those two teams or you don't, you'll blare in the red, you know, but the bottom line is unless Mahomes gets hurt or Purdy gets hurt, chances are those are going to be one of the spots taken. So then you just have to be that other team that is good that one year, and then you play them and then see what happens. So that's my 2 cents. You feel me? You know, we call a spade, right? We gotta keep it real, you know. And some people still think Jordan Love sucks, which is not true. But again, the MVP of the Packers in the last 9 games was the offensive line. Offensive line made Aaron Jones look like an amazing Aaron Jones, made Jordan Love have the time to go through the progressions. Because obviously, if that O-line stunk it up, you know, there's no way that we're talking about Jordan Love today. You know, because they wouldn't have made the playoffs in that stretch to be even able to get to 9-8 like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But it does show you if you can get into the playoffs, anything can happen. And even two teams that were dog shit for a majority of the year, you know, can find a way to get to the postseason in the Packers and the Bucs. And did we win the Super Bowl this year? No, we didn't, and we had no expectations of doing that. But if there were a team to go further, it would definitely be the Packers than the Bucs. I'm not an idiot. You know, that team had more rolling. You know, the defense was playing on a high level, better than my Buccaneers, right? And you just could see the offense was much better than mine. You know, everything was just gelling and flowing. You just ran into a monster, and you only lost by 3 when most people would have lost by 10 or more. So it's something to hang your hat on, you know? Oh, nice save. Odin's son in the building. The son of Odin. The Odin son. My guy. My OG. You're like, oh, O-Dog is going to do the game. 3 Devils games in a week and a half? He's like, my life is complete. It's nice to be able to see the OGs come through. CG. He said, my game is strong. Of course, I'm a professional. I do this shit full time. Sacrifice many things to get to this point. You know, plus I did phone sales for like 20 years for the most cutthroat companies in America, where if you don't hit your goal in a week, you're fired. If you don't have the skills to pay the bills, you know, not everyone can be a CM Punk. Not everybody can be a Stone Cold Steve Austin. Not everyone can be Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, on the microphone. But as far as YouTube is concerned, I can match up with anybody on any different genre of any different scene that's out there. That's big facts. All right, Vegas Golden Knights knotted up at 0 with the Devils. Should be a good one. No Kraken today, but we will get into Kraken twice later in the week. And then we'll sprinkle in as much hockey as we can. And then once we get to Sunday, we got the AFC NFC Championship game. All right, Ravens, Chiefs. And that would be a better matchup because the Chiefs actually have a defense. And if the offense can roll, Mahomes will have a shot to get to another Super Bowl. That's just the reality. You know, a lot of America, you know, wants, you know, Lamar because, you know, we've been wanting him to take the next step. And some people might want to see someone other than Patrick Mahomes. But if Patrick Mahomes is the guy and he's the number 1 quarterback and arguably maybe going to be the number 1 guy at the end of the day, or number 2 or number 3 right up there with Brady and Montana and all the other GOATs like, you know, Peyton and Joe Montana and John Elway and Tom Brady, right? At the end of the day, we assume that Mahomes will be in Mount Rushmore in the top 5 or top 4. So It'll be very interesting, you know. And again, if they're able to run the football with Pacheco and get enough, yeah, the Chiefs are definitely going to have a shot. It'll be difficult, you know, anytime going on the road. But if anyone could do it, they've proven they own the Bills. They are the Bills' daddy. They are Josh Allen's daddy. And, you know, it shows you, yes, you improved the OC by getting rid of Dorsey, right? And you got Brady in there calling the plays, and James Cook, you know, throughout the season was good. Chiefs shut him down. You need a better O-line and a better defense. And until you invest in those pieces, I don't know. Josh Allen, you know, they had the comparisons on social media today that Josh Allen is just a glorified Phillip Rivers. And it's kind of hard to argue that. Phillip Rivers is an OG. Phillip Rivers is a guy you could say, well, he didn't win a championship, but he was Hall of Fame. Yeah, but we want more out of Josh Allen. We don't want him to be the guy like the Karl Malone, the John Stockton, you know, the Gary Payton, the Sean Kemp, the guy that was like really, really good but couldn't get the ring because, you know, fucking MJ blocked him. You know, you know, Charles Barkley on the Suns. You know, there's a lot of titles that MJ robbed. And as in sports, as you know, if you don't take advantage when you have your opportunity, you don't know how many that you're going to have. You know, stick exploded. Yeah. I'm liking this MSG network here with the Devils. Really good volume, good clear picture. There we go. 1-0. Golden Knights, baby. Wow. All right, Vegas. Wow. That's what happens when you're an elite team. New Jersey pretty damn good themselves too, though. And if there's any other games or anything else that we need to be talking about, you know, feel free. Anything NBA wise or college hoops wise, other hockey matchups, you let me know. I like to multitask. I'm not lazy. I like talking to intelligent people about sports and wrestling because there's just so many, you know, questionable suspects out there that sometimes, you know, it's just, gosh, it's not even worth your breath sometimes with some people. Pavel. Oh, yeah. Assisted by Chandler Stevenson and Mark Stone. 1-0 Vegas. See if I can find a good photo of him. I think I already have one. We'll get making some more photos as well. Pavel Doyofayev. Devils were favored too, even with no Jack Hughes. That's pretty impressive that you could be favored at home ice over the Vegas Golden Knights without your best player. Okay. We got the little Vegas spinning logo. Where's the Kraken one? Come on. Can someone just make it already so I can use it? Someone needs to have the technology that knows how to make the GIFs or the GIFs and hook me up with a Seattle Kraken spinning logo that's exactly like this, please. It's too sweet. All right. Pavel, 1-0 Golden Knights. All right, Devils, your turn. I saw that video, Sarah. They're in Iowa with the ice. I don't think I've ever seen a fire truck hit a corner on ice going like 20, thinking that there's no ice there or it's like black ice, and doing like 360s, like crashing into like a car and then almost getting in, crashing into a house, doing like 360s. And then luckily, when the guy got corrected, right, he ended up recovering the fire truck, which is a long, long vehicle, in between two houses after doing multiple 360s. I would say it was pretty crazy. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have went to work. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I've seen a lot of crazy people do crazy stuff in snow and ice, on vehicles, some on purpose, where you're just having fun, and you're doing things, right? Or if it just ends up being by like accident and you're just being dumb. But I can't believe that fire truck hit that corner as fast as he did. But even if he didn't, it was so slick that he was going to do at least one 360. That you could tell that shit was like Oregon, like a fucking ice cube. Like it's scary. Like you can, like I couldn't even walk my dog. And I walk like an hour and a half, 7 days a week. And like I go out there and you lift up the garage door and then it's just like ice cube, like everywhere. Like, what the hell are you supposed to do? Oh, shot is wide. Nashville Predators, yeah. How long are you hanging out? You hanging out here for a little bit, or are you dipping? I'll turn it on and watch it with you if you want me to watch it with you. I don't. I like. See, that's the thing. Like once I know that someone loves something, like like I'm just being 100% genuine and real because of the connection I have with a lot of you guys. Once I know that you love something with like everything that you got, like your team, your favorite players. Nice save. I start to have a little bit of love for those team and players, and I will go out of my way because I'm already following like all the teams and all the leagues and the NHL and the MLB and the NBA and the NFL and college football, wrestling. So it's like I'm already putting in so much time and effort, right? But then to be able to like do Devils games for Aiden and Odin, or kind of do games for other people, even though that might not be my team or my favorite players, and then you get kind of emotionally invested in it, and I like it, man. Just like, if anyone sees anything Ducks on social media, I might not be the very first person you think of, but maybe I am, or Tampa or the Mariners, because they know me as, the Mariner YouTuber guy or the Ducks YouTuber guy. So it's always cool to be able to have those vibes and to be able to catch up on games, because it's like I got to make sure we're doing good quality games, right? Vegas Golden Knights, yeah, yeah, okay, 1-0 Golden Knights Devils. Your turn. Let's go. And always make sure take care of your mental health. It's very important. Okay. It's a public advisory statement. Take care of yourself. You only got one. So do everything you can to get yourself into a good position to win if you go through the ups and the downs. Music, exercise, eat a little bit better, talk with friends, don't shut yourself out. Make sure that you're engaging, doing things that that are going to be good for you, like taking a walk, listening to music, making sure that you get out and see a friend once in a while. Do certain things that you need to do to make sure that you can stay on point. Because once you end up hitting the gutter, if you have anxiety or depression or anything else, right? Once you start like you hit the gutter and then all of a sudden you're in the bottom, it's really hard to climb out. Even if you know what to do to get better, sometimes you have to do it like on your own terms. And then eventually, you say enough is enough, you cry, and then you say, okay, I'm done being this way, and then things get better, right? And I think everyone has hit that mode, whether they want to admit it or not. So, a lot of the people on the channel that are very important to the channel, we all go through the same things, and it's good for people to hear it. Like it's a lot more common, than people think. It's not like, oh, one out of every 100 people have depression and anxiety. It's probably like one out of every like two, one out of every 3 or 4. Like nowadays, since COVID and everything else, like it's definitely hitting a higher spike. So if you're a little bit down, come here and I'll boost the morale. I'll get things better. You might be at a 0, but I can get you to a 4 by the time you leave. And then maybe by the next day you'll be at a 6, and then 2-3 days later, maybe you're good to go. So baby steps. 1-0 Golden Knights. Pavel Doroveyev with the Golden Knights. Only point so far. I don't think Jersey's bad. Finley in the building. What's good? Monday Night Raw. I got a dip. I got to get on that Monday Night Raw tip. It's nice to be able to see people still like dedicated and devoted to wrestling, because like for me, I'm never going to stop watching it until I die. I mean, I will always be diehard with the collectibles and the figures and the accessories, and just growing up in the early 80s, pretty much like the real birth of the popular wrestling, to see the Hogan and the Andre the Giant and the Ric Flair, all that in that prime, and the Legion of Doom and Demolition, and and then to go to the DX and the NWO and ECW and RVD and Sabu, Taz, just incredible, the franchise. Like I mean, I can go on and on and on. With the Dudley Boys, Rhino. I mean, just Shane Douglas. I mean, you can tell if you can name drop like that, that was a big part. And I don't think you're ever going to see anything like that again. But it is kind of cool to be able to see where wrestling is now. Still, it's never going to be like it was in the 80s and 90s. But at least Randy Orton's back, which is awesome. Whether you like CM Punk or not, it definitely draws ratings. Whether you're wanting him to win or lose or catch a promo like MJF, may not be the best wrestler, but obviously can cut a promo better than most. So yeah, I got to go to the friends. Oh, I know you will, brother. Yeah. Well, dude, but you got to think though, they were favored going into the game, with Vegas, having a few injuries too, but nothing as significant. It's like they got, Jack Eichel, you got no Jack Hughes. It should have been a Jack for a Jack, and then, but you're only down 1-0. So I, I think it's regional. Maybe check NHL Network, Italia. I mean, anytime if you're going to have your own programming, depending on where you live, like if you live in New York or New Jersey on MSG, right? I'm out here in Oregon, right on the West Coast. Some would say it's the best coast, but that's debatable. So it all depends. So if it's not there, check NHL Network, or it might end up being, you know, somewhere else. But I would assume that's where I would be looking. And then obviously you have different streams that you could watch the game that way too. 1-0 Vegas. Honestly, Aiden, for you and Odin to be able to celebrate a victory, you're going to have to get a hell of a lot more aggressive out there, and you're going to have to win on a few power plays. And if you do get power plays, that might be the only time that you're going to be able to get a goal against this team. I really wish that Hughes was playing. By the time I was going through like the thumb process and I was doing all the updates and getting the tags ready, and I was like, oh, motherfucker, dude. But I had another backup of one of your other guys on standby, but it was for the white jersey. So since you guys are wearing red at home, I figured I shouldn't do the white jersey on the thumb. If try to make it as close as possible if you can. Less than 8 minutes to go in the first period. 1-0 Vegas. New Jersey kind of playing flat-footed, kind of going through the motions. I mean, Vegas is intimidating. I feel like they're the most intimidating team in the NHL, whether you want to admit it or not, because not only did they win recently, right, but it feels like they're going to be good for like a while, not just like 1 or 2 year. Like we're talking about, this could be a dynasty. Like that you're going to get your Colorado here and there, and Dallas here and there, and then you're going to have other teams that are going to be hot from time to time, like the Rangers or the Devils, right? But it just feels with that particular team, like even though Colorado and Dallas are close, I feel like the longevity is going to be a lot better for Vegas. Like they feel kind of like Kansas City Chiefs. Like they got certain pieces there, and then with the bench and the different lines and how big they are and how physical they are. I mean, it's unreal. Like your defensemen shouldn't all be like 6'6" to 6'8" and all can skate and beat the shit out of everyone. Like it's one thing to have good centers and forwards, but when everyone else on the defense looks like a bunch of fucking linebackers, it's I don't know. It's kind of unfair, but they built the team the right way, and that's kind of what I want the Kraken to be. I want to be a baby Vegas Golden Knights, because if we can be a baby version of them, that means that we're going to get to a Stanley Cup sooner than later, and I would love to be able to match up with them. You know, and obviously, being in the West, the Kraken are going to have to go through Colorado, Dallas, and Vegas at any given point if they ever want to be champions. So if you have to be battle tested, I can't think of 3 other teams that are better than those 3 to be battle tested to get to the championship level. So it's going to be tough, but that's why I like enjoying watching Vegas play. It's like, They're the kind of the cream of the crop. Are there going to be teams that have a better record than them? Yeah. Sometimes they're going to be sitting in second and third place in their division. They're not always going to be in first. They'll go up and down. They'll have injuries like everyone else. But if they're good enough at the end of the day to get in, I mean, feels like kind of the team of the future. MSG always carries the Devil's games. Yeah, but the thing is we're not going to be able to be better than Vegas in 3 to 5 years. That's asking too much based on what we have as a roster right now. We're too thin. They have depth. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. Like, in 3 to 5 years, is it realistic to think that the Kraken can win a championship? Some would say if we made the right moves and we could get hot, maybe. But it kind of feels like it maybe would take a little longer. And that's okay. I mean, we're brand new. It's not like the Kraken have been around for 40 years and, we've been just struggling making bad moves and bad hires and bad draft picks. Like we're brand new. Like the way that Vegas started is like something like out of a fucking video game. Like you do like a creative team and you make all the guys 99 and everyone's just dominant. That's kind of like what Vegas is. Like they're just built different, And there's other teams that are good, but I feel that they're going to hang around and if they feel like they're going to be a top 5 team for a long, 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 long time. But I hope we can get good. Hell, if we can win a Stanley Cup in 3 to 5 years, hallelujah. I would go up to Seattle. I would find my way up there. Hell, if I had to walk to Seattle from Oregon, right, to go to the parade for the crowd, you bet your ass I would. But I mean, if it takes us 5 to 10 years, to get to a Stanley Cup, not win, but just get to one, that's a fucking big accomplishment, because we're going to have a really hard road to get there, but it'll be really sweet, once they end up getting there and hopefully winning. If we had the depth like Vegas, then I would say 3 to 5 years. Yes, 100%. But like 3 to 5 years is like kind of aggressive. I mean, it's like wishful thinking, and I hope it happens that quick. But I think it's like a couple more draft picks, maybe a couple free agents that be like, oh, Kraken, I kind of like this. I like their jerseys. They got cool, players. I think I can vibe here. And it's not like we're going to get rid of Hack. I mean, hopefully he ends up being the coach for like the next like fucking 15, 20 years until he's so gray that he can fucking barely see. Like I want to be able to have someone like a staple. That's my goal. Once you like, your coach or your guy, or if you have a GM or a head coach, or there's certain teams that what you like, and there's just certain people that are just perfect fits for certain places, like Dan Campbell in Detroit. I can't think of a better coach of him. And then down the road, you could hire a bunch of other guys, but they won't be him. Oh, baby, 1-1, baby. My. Wow, baby. Nico, he's here with the wrister. Mele. Jasper Bratt. I got the Jasper Bratt image. So when next time the Devils are on the road, I'm going to hit you with that one. So it won't be, Jack Hughes every time. I'll mix it up. It might be Nico one of these days. Okay. 1-1, baby. Jasper Bratt is an OG. He's really good. It's like if you have like Hughes out and he plays, then you still know you have a chance. Nico, he's here. All right, Nico. Nico. That was fucking sweet. Let's go, baby. see you. There we go. 1-1, baby. We have a game, baby. Let's go. Nico, 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 Nico. All right, brother. Sarah and Matt, appreciate the help on the Twitter/X. I appreciate it. And then let me know what other photos you want when we go through this. And I got you, Megan. And then hopefully we can get to the goal. We're halfway to the goal. We're at 50. 50 to go. I ended up going to Petco today based off your guys' love and appreciation for me and Paisley. Got her, some new toys and whatnot. So new ropes and whatnot. So she's happy. I can always tell like the little things, that make her happy, like, rolling down the car window and having her stick her head out the window. She'll give me the look and like the whimper, and I can tell because like they can't like recreate that feeling of the wind going in her nose and whatnot. So it's like, okay, I understand. I get the message. Just have to be able to like understand and the different communication. Let me see where are we going here. Where we going here with Marky? There we go. All right, less than 4 minutes to go in the first period. We're knotted up at 1. Vegas Golden Knights on the road, and the New Jersey Devils just knotting it up with Nico Hischier. 1-1, 3:32 left. Let's go. Sure, I got you. I'll get you. I'll start everything right when we get to the end of the period, which will be probably in just like a minute here or two, as long as we don't have any penalties. Let me delete some of these others so I can make room for those, and I'll take care of you. Oh, we can't get rid of this one. That one's staying. That one's too good. This one too. That might be my favorite one of him. Like, he's like, okay, I'm dapper. Give me an award. I'm about to get a Stanley Cup in the future. Let's go. What a dynamic duo. Let's go. Okay. No worries. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first period. Oh, wow. What a save. All right, Vegas. Jonathan Marchessault by Victor Vanasek. Oh, my. All right, let's go, baby. I'm going to start prepping. Got to start prepping some of these. Let's see if we get one last power play here in the last 2 minutes. Because if New Jersey can get one, I think they can take a lead, feed off that momentum. But Vegas is like so well rounded. It's like there's nothing that they're really like bad at. Like, there's no point in any game where I feel like they're like worried. Like, it's like you just know you're so good. It's like you got like Larry Bird or like Steph Curry. It's like, fuck it. Like, no matter what happens, we always got enough, or we're gonna compete. Good pass. Oh, this is a good passing team too. Aiden. Whoa! Damn, they got me doing the Cody Rhodes and fucking the Devils matchup. Fucking love it. You always got to be rocking with the Cody Rhodes, man. There's just some that just it's a combination of who the wrestler is and the music and like I said, like how catchy things are, and obviously how good you are overall too. Merch show. They are such a good passing team. Like, there's never a point where they can't like pass 3 or 4 or 5 without it getting stolen. Like, when you usually watch hockey, it's like maybe one pass or two, and then you're like, damn it. And then they're like scrambling and fighting for the puck on the boards. But like with Vegas, like they get into such a groove where it's like a basketball team that has a bunch of studs that are good ball handlers. So there's like, no matter what, you're going to get it to your teammate. And that takes a hell of a lot more skill on the hockey end than the basketball end. Skating and being able to pass with like efficiency. Devils fighting though. I like it. Good effort. End of the first period. And look at that. Bang, bang. 2-1. Oh, baby. Boom, boom. Feel the momentum. You feel the momentum. You feel the momentum. Let's go. You feel it. You say it, right? You feel it. You say it. Then they deliver. It doesn't happen every time, but sometimes when you say it, they hear it, then they make it happen. And normally I wouldn't be like, oh, I think that they're going to be able to get another one in the last 2 minutes. We know what the Devils, I mean, sometimes they're not going to score anything in the first period. And, if you got 2 minutes to go and things are kind of, you're a little lackadaisical out there, you're just kind of going through the motions. It's very easy for the last 2 minutes where you get nothing, right? You just go to the next period, right? But if you actually focus and you notice the good teams, they find a way to get goals in the last 2 minutes. Those are the best teams in the NHL because they don't give up at the end. And whenever everyone else is just kind of like skating out there, just kind of taking a breather, then you get the team that really passes well. They get the cheap goals in the last 2 minutes. And that was a nice cheap goal by the Devils. 2-1, New Jersey. You say it, they listen, the sports gods, they said, yep, we're going to do this for Aiden and Odin's son. Good job, O-Dog. Boom. 2-1. A little ESP. Baby. Let's go. All right, time for get some photos here. All right, we're in the first intermission. 2-1, Devils. Great finish. All right, let's get some photos up. Sports gods do love the color red. I don't know what it is. No, but it's for real though. No, like Tampa Bay Buccaneers, San Francisco 49ers, New Jersey Devils. I mean, there's not many teams that have wore red, even like the ones that aren't popular, like Tampa, have been able to play like the Niners, even though they're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, except we did it on the defensive side. So I don't know, man, like what it is about the color red sometimes, but there's certain colors that maybe have more success than other colors for whatever reason that is in sports. But definitely the color red is a championship color, Agree with that. I don't know why, but it's just that's how it is. When the Chicago Bulls had their era, it may not last forever, but you remember some of the championship reds, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. You remember that? Some of the most iconic wearing the red. Very true. We got to talk about some Kraken blue, which is a very icy color. Like, I like this more than red. Red might be a championship color, but I would prefer to be rocking colors like this. You know, I mean, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers side for the red stuff, you know, but the Mariner blue and the Kraken blue or green apple Oregon Ducks, that is more of like who I am, and like Pacific Northwest colors of like the rain and the ocean and the trees. So it's like I think I kind of gradually, you know, kind of feel like a connection more towards certain colors and the sports look. You know, you think Seattle, you think of like a marina, fishermen being out that way. The vibe, man. All right, let's get some photos. Daisy, Steve, and Det. Yeah, I like doing stuff like this. I like being able to see what you guys like. Because it's like, you know, if you don't have this type of passion or love, I'm never going to be looking at these things. It's never going to, you know, come, you know, into my brain, or someone's going to, you know, suggest that. So it's like, it's always nice to be able to, you know, kind of tap into someone else's brain and vibe, and being able to have an appreciation, you know, for something that maybe not is even like your team or your thing, but it doesn't matter. It's just cool. You know, there's nothing cooler than 70s and 80s photos, man. Just, they're undefeated. Look at the hair. Matt in the building. What's good? Swag, 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 swag. My favorite Seahawk photo of Lower Gym. Unbelievable. The good old days when life was simpler. I got a really good one I've been saving. Very first time, the debut. It's a really good one too. One of my favorites. I mean, it might take over this one as my favorite. I don't know. This one's pretty iconic. I love black and white. Oh, baby, with the color against the Vikings. Ooh, this might be my new favorite. Oh, whoever took that photograph, get that guy a raise. Like the perfect action shot. Oh, I just juked two guys, and you can crisply see the Minnesota Viking gear. And he's at a pose, trying to get into the end zone. Oh, baby. You know, I bring out the best of the best of the best, baby. That might be my new favorite. I got one more. I'll debut one more. The one more. All right, here we go. Here's a recap. Boom. Zorn. Swag. Old school. Look at my hair. Black and white. Hall of Famer. Best new photo ever. Pretty nice. I got one more. Debut another one for the very first time on the NWSS. Oh, sideline shot of Steve. You never know. I'm digging. You know, I got to be digging. So I like this though. Let me see what I can get. Some debt left, and then if anyone else has any requests after that, or if we get another dono and go on some kind of dono train, then we'll go from there. And we'll got to go a little bit of college with Detlef and pro. We got to go a little bit of both. This is one of my favorite Detlef college photos because not only is it black and white, but it's like, him on the Huskies. Like, there's not a lot of memories of him there, unless you were like a Husky fan at that time. It's not, like he was a good player, but I feel like a lot of fans missed out with like the Ducks and the Huskies. It just depends. I mean, I guess it just, if you followed college hoops back then or not, or like watched Gary Payton at Oregon State when I was a little kid, and I was like, ooh, I knew he was going to be good on the Sonics because I already watched him against the Ducks. So pretty sweet. And I appreciate your support with your $50 dono. You gotta be able to show off some swag of the favorite teams. Let me look for a nice little Sonic spinning logo. That's funny. When I did Sonic's logo and you have like keywords that you're looking to find stuff, and I brought up Sonic the Hedgehog and all these like images, I was like, no. Yeah, Supersonic. Oh, baby. They need to come back. He was memorable. I watched a lot, of him. And it was a big part of the, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp era. He was like that third guy, that staple where you could believe in him to play defense, rebound, score. He played all around. Very memorable. Like, most people remember Tony Kukoc on the Bulls, and they remember Detlef Schrempf too. See if I can find one more Detlef. I got one more. Okay. All right. Anybody else want anything while we're waiting? I got you. Let me know. Sean Kemp stuff is always insane. Like, sometimes I'll get bored and then I'll just like watch old school like Sean Kemp dunking and or like Vince Carter, and you're just like, gosh, if you actually watch, or Dominique or Jordan, and then you look at the guys that dunk now. I mean, besides like Wemby is the only one dunking right now where you're like, oh my god, because he's so tall, and when he dunks, it's just insane. Got you. Hope you enjoyed those. I like debuting new stuff. (2-1) Devils. So we're gonna get started here in just a minute or two. If anyone else wants something, holler. Shout out to all the people that are watching on Twitter/X and the way that this game is going. Hopefully we can get to 4 or 5 goals. I mean, 2-1 after one period is a lot higher than I anticipated. So we'll see if Vegas can tie it up. It wouldn't surprise me if they do that very quickly. Hey, I was going to ask you what's the next thing that's on your on your plate that you have a decision to make on your plate, right? Not dinner plate, but like, okay, wrestling, like, going to like some kind of event, or concert. Like, what's the next thing? Is there like any wrestlers that are coming to New York for like autograph sessions at like conventions? Is there like what's the next thing? There's got to be a concert or a wrestling event that you got circled on the calendar somewhere. Lions are hiring Brian Callahan as their next head coach. Is that good or not? That's for you to decide. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Finally. Matt Dayton in the building. He said, I listened to the Kodak Black. It's funny, like, as you get older, you'll still have all the stuff that you liked when you were younger, but then you'll evolve. And there'll be like things that you never thought you would listen to or like, and then you'll start listening to other things and liking other things. Pavel Dorofayev with the first goal for Vegas, then Nico Hischier and Curtis Lazar. Yeah, we'll see if it happens. I mean, hopefully for your guys' sake, you get one of the top 2 guys. And if you end up getting someone that you don't really want, then hopefully it works out. So then if you still are upset with the coaching hire, but then they actually do better than you think and win, then that's really all that matters until they decide to move on from that particular person. So hopefully just good vibes, and, we'll see what happens, in the off season for a lot of us on the NFL side. Our teams are going to look completely different next year. Lots of big changes. All right, second period is about to start. Let's go. We'll see how long Paisley will be before she comes in here, or if she'll nap. Tire, Brian Callahan. If I was the Titans and you go from Vrabel to Callahan, like that was like the best that they could get, or they were just ultimately sold on him because they had no chance with any of the others because it wasn't as a desirable place to go. Like Derrick Henry ain't getting any younger. AJ Brown's no longer there. Tannehill's not the guy. Like, that's a franchise that was like the top team in the AFC South for like a few years. They were like the dog. And now they go from being the dog to being last place. And by like a long shot. Like every other team, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, all of them are like playoff teams or cusp playoff teams. And then you just got Tennessee. Like, what are they going to be? Like 4 wins, 5 wins, maybe 7 at the most. Like, if you're in 4th place, you're probably not getting to 7. So 50 doll hairs. Let's get to a hundo. Let's get Paisley some more things. The simple things in life. Proud to hire an Alabama OC, Tommy Reese, as tight ends coach for Akron Jackson. Yes. Okay. I like it too because a lot of people, will watch football and sports, just like as they're watching the games. And then you get the insane people in the room, which will be like me or like Sarah or Matt, where it's like you go so deep where you're going into like the recruiting trail, reflect in that category too. It's like where you're actually paying attention to like the lower levels, the recruiting, the coaching changes. Like when you start to know like all the coaches, even the ones that aren't even talked about, like that's when you know that you have like that supreme love. You're going so deep into the coaching staff. There's a few of us in here with the Matt and the Megan and the Sarah and the Reflect. But I know when I get that information or I send it to Matt, he's been waiting for someone to be able to have like duck information or recruiting information to be able to like vibe and talk about. And, because it's like some people are just going to watch the games and that's as far as they go. Some people will collect the jerseys or the merch, bobbleheads and cards and other stuff, but I think it's interesting to go deeper because once you go deeper with the team, no matter who it is, whatever your favorite is, it makes you understand the decisions made on your team better than just looking at it from the outside and not knowing who the GM or the owner is and their tendencies or the coaching staff and if they're good or if they're not and like who's good as a coach, who can be replaced or upgraded. I feel like once you go deeper with teams, then you start to really understand like the whole big picture. 2-1 Devils. Aiden's like, let's go. Nico, he shot 3-1 Devils. Like that. Wow. They're like Vegas Golden Knights. You know what? You're an underdog. And look at that. My goodness. Like this? Unbelievable. Tyler, the holy. This is by Simon Nemec and Kevin Ball. Wow. Wow. I mean, way to, and like I said, every time I do your guys' games, and like I said, just knowing that I have, a couple diehards, it makes it more enjoyable for me. Like the more diehard fans that are going to be on the channel watching the teams that we all vibe to, it's like a lot more enjoyable that way. It's like we have to be very selective on what we decide to do for a stream each day. Oh, big hit. Wow. To Foley. Okay, Tyler. To Foley. Wow, like that, huh? Okay. Okay. And in the red corner, wearing black, Tyler Toffoli. Okay. Swag. 3-1 Devils. Wow. He said, oh. Okay. Sandman, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that will like make you feel a different vibe. Like if you ever listen to like the Beatles for the first time, and you just like you broaden, like you go from like hip hop to rock, and you just kind of go through all in between, and you just see what's out there, and go back to listen to some of the older stuff. You're gonna find at least one thing that's fire from every generation, whether it's like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. If you go through that way, and then you'll have the current stuff. But like Guns N' Roses and Metallica, you're never going to recreate that. It's like Green Day, Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're not going to recreate that. It's like Nirvana. Kurt Cobain. You're not recreating that. So I mean, sometimes it's cool to be able to go back. Ozzy in his prime, biting heads off bats, where I should have been in the front row. I don't need to catch the bat, but like maybe get like some kind of like memorabilia. I'm disappointed because I had floor Aussie seats twice, and then we had all this shit happen, and he's getting old, and he's not going to be able to do some of his music. Or he might just get to a point where he's just like he already knows he's an icon and a legend, and most guys would have stopped 20, 30 years ago. But when you're fucking as iconic as Ozzy, I mean, shit, you can literally say anything into a microphone until like you're about to go, and people are going to be interested. Woo! Gunther. Seth is out 3 months. Yeah, he's got to have the surgery. That was all over the internets and the interwebs when he did that backflip, and he said land, and he said, "Oh shit!" Grabbed his knee, and then he's got like what is it? What is it? Like a tearage, a little MCL, PCL, nothing but a ACL, something with the CL at the end. And I hope he doesn't rush it back, because I get it, with the storyline with Royal Rumble and SummerSlam and WrestleMania and all the big pay-per-views. We want to be able to be lined up to be the guy, not just do it for fucking Raw or SmackDown and then get injured and not do the big pay-per-views. But we want Seth to be have that longevity. We don't want him to come back too early and then he gets injured again. That wouldn't be good for the business. But that was already reported a couple days ago. Sarah, you already saw the stuff on social media. I think we talked about it. I think I even sent something that I saw that from some of the other people that are on my timeline. So, I mean, if anything, it's like one of like the favorites. One of the like, if I see something Larry Bird, yeah, it's like certain people get the Larry Bird vibe that I have the Larry Bird vibe, and each of us is going to have that. Or the Seth Rollins, like to me that Seth Rollins to me is WWE. Like, you want someone to take over the company after Roman? I mean, there's a few guys that you can do it like short term, like Cody, but if you're looking for long term face, I mean, it would make sense to go with Seth. You can't have Seth be the number 2 guy forever. I mean, give the guy the flowers, damn it. Trying to act like Seth Rollins is only like IC capable. Like he can only be IC champion and he can't be world. Like the guy can do anything. Shit, you could put him on a tag team with R-Truth and have him be tag champs, and we would cheer for that. So tell me I'm wrong. R-Truth is all fucked up too. Did you hear the story about R-Truth? Did I pass down that knowledge? Odin, Sarah, with the R-Truth is all fucked up, man. R-Truth almost had to get limbs amputated with the infection, right, after surgeries. And so he's like going to be getting close to his last run with the company pretty soon. They should put the tag belts on him before he dips out. Like create a specific fun storyline for him to like be able to go out on top, just as like tag champ, like, and then they can drop it and lose or sacrifice the belt or do a tourney or whatever. And I mean, take care of the guy. Odin works out by having a repetition of the fun things. Refrigerator, beer in hand, drink, delicious. Repeat. 3-1 Devils. I almost feel like all us watching it too, they're like playing better than normal. Like they're playing against one of the best teams and they are coming out swinging. Like this easily could be like a 1-0 Vegas game all the way to like the third period, or a mashup game where they already have 4 or 5 goals. But I mean, 3 at home with no Jack Hughes All-Star playing, best player, not playing, and you're up 3-1 on a team that feels like they could win the Stanley Cup any year between now and the next 10 years, like as long as they keep the core. New Jersey, okay. See if Vegas can get a goal here to make it 3-2. I mean, it's like you feel like it's coming. They're too good to get skunked with like a 0 or a 1. Like they're so fucking good. It's like the worst they do almost every time is like 2, and then most of the time it's like it seems like it's like 3, 4, 5, 6. That reminds me, I'm gonna have to play some. He said a beer and a whiskey and a soda pop and all the foods possible, including the fast food. But I watched Superbad on DVD collector edition on my PS2. I mean, if that's not cool, I don't know what the fuck is. I mean, I might as well just drop the mic and never pick it up. Paisley watched it too. Epic, especially when you haven't seen it in a while. Devil's playing great. Vanacek. I should get VTech photo for you guys. Beer, whiskey, soda, pop, all the bad food possible. Hey, live your life, man. You know. Let me see what else I can get. A VTech. I found just a cool photo. Let me see. What are we at on the likes right now? Are we at 10? And if we're at 10, then let's get to 20. Where are we at? There. Oh, baby. When did you guys wear these jerseys? Let's go. Jack Hughes watching the game saying, God damn, 3-2. That was fast. Jonathan Murchison. That happens, man. They're too talented. Like I said, I say it, and then sometimes it'll happen right away or pretty soon. Not all the time, but sometimes you can just watch sports and kind of pick up a vibe of like when the intensity and the chemistry starts getting better, where you can kind of predict when, a certain play more than likely could happen or you've seen it before. This is going to be a good game. Marcia Show. All right, let me get a photo. Wow. He's good. Not JT in the building. Jonathan. What's your thought? Oh, baby. 3, 2, Devils. Oh, dog, you're good. That spinning logo looks good. Wow. Judah in the building. 3-2 Devils. Foley and Marchessault. Goals in the second period. I mean, what if we end up getting like an amazing 7-6 game like that, and then I get a fight sprinkled in too? That might be like the most epic thing that we could have tonight. But I'm not sure if we're going to have firepower like that. But hell, they're already at 5 goals combined with 11 minutes to go in the second period. I like that. And usually you're going to get pretty good goaltending from each goalie too. So it's not like the goalies are ass. It's just sometimes you get into that mode and you got good teams with good goalies that give up goals because the players are good. Centers are good, forwards are good. Shit, even a defenseman can get a goal once in a while. The Bruins scored 9. God, did you watch it against Montreal? Did you watch it? Every time I think Montreal, I think Montreal Expos and like Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez and Oil Can Boyd. Like if I buy a Randy Johnson jersey, I would want to buy 2. Like Expos first because I think the jersey and the uniform is like one of the dopest looks of all time. Like all the colors that they have with the white, red, and the blue, the home or the away. Like if you've seen like Randy Johnson rookie cards and stuff, they're just amazing. And then the Mariner one, obviously, of course, but nice little face-off here by Vegas and Jersey. But that's 9 goals is ridiculous. Now, did you get any hat tricks out of the 9? Was there at least one guy that got 3? Or was it like a couple guys got 2 and then it was a bunch of single digits by everyone else? He's like, no, 9 different guys scored. Sometimes that crazy shit happens, though, where you'll get like 6 goals with 6 different guys. That's pretty sweet. But then also, too, you can get that and get someone to get like a hat trick. And then you're like, oh, look at me. I'm good. But it seems like the hat tricks happen a lot less nowadays compared to like when I grew up. In like the 80s and 90s, it seemed like hat tricks were happening pretty often. But again, if you look at the talent level that we were playing back then, I mean, it's kind of understandable. What a save. That's awesome. You're dedicated listening to the radio. We do that here in Oregon. We used to do it for Blazer games when they went to like Blazer cable instead of being on like Channel 8. Like they made a deal where you had to have Blazer cable or you didn't get the games. So a lot of the people were like, fuck that. We're not going to pay the, 10 or 15 bucks. We'll just do the radio. And that wasn't necessarily ideal. And this was kind of like before like most of the internet stuff. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? And you're like, and sometimes if you have a good radio host, hell, sometimes they're better than the TV guys that are doing the announcing for the games. Let's be honest. I think everyone in the room has listened to radio of their favorite team of something, college football or basketball or whatever. And then you're like, damn, that guy's good. Like, I actually could sit here and listen to this or like, watch the TV, mute it, and then listen to this guy over the one that's at the stadium or the arena. Halfway through the second period, less than 10 minutes to go. 3-2 Devils. Much a shout, and look at that. Bing bong, bing bong. Here I am. Bing bong. That's tough. He said, look at me. I am here. Finish him. That's tough. I mean, when he starts rolling, and that's why this team is so good. Like I said, this is the cream of the crop. This is the top dog. This could be like a team that wins many championships, like the new franchise team. It's like I like the direction of the Abs, and I like the Stars. They feel like that they could even have more consistency than the Abs or other teams. Like Dallas seems like they're going to be very good for a while too. Love their jerseys. I like the players they have there. They're competitive. I feel that they're going to be good, but like Vegas though is like elite superstar, deep, lots of longevity. Oh, we got to fight. A little one of those. 9 is wild. 9 goals. Jaromir Jagr. Wow. Amazing. 3-3. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And like I said, I said that 7-6, but I kind of was saying it like half jokingly. But the sports gods, when they say, "Okay, I want this," and they're listening, and then they're like, "All right, let's make it happen." Maybe we do end up getting some epic game. 3-3 is already kind of epic. I mean, it's been very, very entertaining. No point of the matchup where you're like, well, maybe I need to turn on something else to, have my brain watch 2 different things. No, it's like this is good enough where we can have our total focus on it. I can watch another thing on top of this one as well, but the focus is there. And there's only NBA, NHL, Monday Night Raw, the regulars. Like the stream, smash the like button. I don't know what the hell the score is going to be, but we have ourselves a game. Vegas Golden Knights with a spinning logo. It is a 10 out of 10. Devils. Alternate color scheme, like almost a St. Patty's Day. Green with the red. Give me a beer and a shot. Devils. I thought the game was going to be good, and guess what? It is. And make sure you're taking care of your mental health because it's very, very important. You only have one. Take care of yourself. Come here. You're in a shitty mood. You're in the gutter. Come here. Things will be better. Boom chakalaka. The Ninja Turtles and the Ghost Rider skins. Hell yeah. I got a Ghost Rider comic, dude. I got like a little like not a bunch, but just like stuff that I had when I was a kid. Some stuff is worth a little bit of money, some stuff isn't. But like it's cool to look at the stuff that I was interested in back then. Like one of the ones that I have a hardback and plastic on, not worth a whole lot of money, but for me, I thought it was cool. I got the Beavis and Butthead #1, and the scrape in the jaw, and then I got that, and I remember when that came out, I was like, oh, I was like, I love Beavis and Butthead. I was like, I'm gonna buy this. So it's like it didn't even matter if I had to spend a couple dollars on it, even as a little kid. But sometimes going through the Silver Surfers, and I had like a Total Recall comic. I had good taste as a kid. Like I definitely looked for like the weird oddball shit. I also had WCW comics with like Ron Simmons on there with Sting, and I think I've shared it on the channel a couple times. But it's really awesome to be able to see like Sting in his like face USA colors, and Luger, and when you look at the comics that they made back in like the 80s, early 90s, they were incredibly dope. The Steiners are in there. And I don't have a bunch of them, but I have like a couple. But it's just a cool, wide variety of going to the Circle K when my dad would buy me baseball cards or football cards or hockey cards, and he would get like a big gulp, and then I would get cards, and then go down that route. He said, I spent $1,500 on Fortnite skins. I got to look different. He's like, shit, if I can't buy the Air Jordans for me, that's 3 skins. I can't buy the Jordans or the KDs, but I can get them skins. Hey, but if you love a game, right, there's no problem. You spend the money where it's going to be important to you, where you're spending your time, right? That's crazy because to a lot of people that's like, oh, that's a shitload, whether you're exaggerating or not. But there's people that will spend that like in a day, like gamers, depending on who they are and if they have money, you seen the things, when you watch videos, the setups, the chairs, the monitors, the accessories, multiple monitors, crazy stuff, man. You said 15 hundo. Yeah, I feel sometimes you don't even have to tell yourself that you're struggling. You just know. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to be like, "Oh, I'm struggling." It's like because it's already mental in our head. We already know we're struggling. So a lot of times maybe we don't even verbalize that, right? But it's like sometimes when you're in the gutter, you have to be able to find a way to get out, out of it. And sometimes I think it's going to be, yeah, telling yourself, and sometimes not. Vegas with another goal. Wow, 4-3. Look at this. I asked for a 7-6 game. Are we going to get it? God damn, sports gods. I mean, I got the ESP, but Jesus. I mean, you're trying to make me look good every single stream, and I love it. Sports gods are like, yeah, we like you. You're the chosen one. He said, I've spent 2,500 of my parents' money in Roblox. He said, don't tell my parents. How many hours do you put in a day on the game? Like a minimum of an hour every day? Is it something like that? If you love a game that much and you're spending that much money on upgrades and everything, anything over $100, obviously they're going to make things more and more expensive. So then you're forced to spend maybe $1,500 when maybe you were only willing to spend 5 to 7. But then it's just like the cool shit costs more. So if you want to be that dude that's got the cool shit, then you're like, fuck it. I guess one less Air Jordan, one less Lunchable, one less, you know, whatever, one less meal from KFC. I need the new skin. So out of what you got, what's the coolest thing that you got? Like out of the stuff that you spent money on the game. Because if you end up spending, anything over like 100 to 500, that means you have a couple things. But I mean, once you get to the 500 and up range or 1,000 and up range on any game, then you already are, you're invested. You ain't going nowhere. They got you. They'll just keep releasing new shit for you to be able to spend more money on. Yeah. That's unfortunate, right? But I think that once that happened, right, if you feel like you're going down that path again, then you can maybe like remember how you felt, and then if you make the corrections, and try to make things a little bit better and do things a little differently, then maybe the outcome is a little bit better, where you get out of the funk like in a day or two instead of having it be like a week or longer, because that's how the funks go. Like when you get in the gutter and you're feeling like kind of you want to get better, but timing is everything. Not just in like relationships and stuff, but it's like everything for each person is going to be different on how they are able to cope. 4-3 Vegas. What a save! The Chiefskins, Green Goblin. Oh gosh, I bet that would be cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of the stuff that I had. Like I had a Superman autograph comic that I won at a card shop when I was a kid, and then I gave it to this guy that I worked with in sales that was just like super nerd on like Superman, like loved it, like wore the goddamn Superman T-shirt like all the time. I think all of us have known at least one person, girl or guy, that just loved. And it's not like Shaq, it's like people that you know. So I was like, okay, I better give the comic to this guy. This guy would like love it. Because if I have it, I'm gonna like, okay, I got this. This is kind of cool, but I'm not gonna like, build a shrine for it or like, have it be one of my showcase pieces. But he would. So That one kind of made me feel good, but sometimes you got to put a piece to where it belongs. Like Odin's son sending me like AEW figures. I mean, that was cool. I mean, I've always wanted to go to the store and do it, but I just no money and busy and dreams and Paisley and grinding, and it's always cool to be able to trade gifts with some of y'all. The gift giving, and it's not just for the holidays. And then the bloody one with the Kenny Omega and the Moxley. The box set comes with like fucking a billion items in there as accessories. It's incredible. Like when you look at the box and it's got like 23 things it says, you're like, oh wow. It's like that's good. They got fucking barbed wire, they got the fucking table, they got the ladder, maybe a microphone. Oh, and that's the cool shit. Like I'm a wrestling fanatic, so it's like the more that I can get in the package when I spend the good money on the wrestling figure, the better. Like if I can get a wrestling figure like a WWE Elite figure and it's got 2 belts that are worth $10 each, then the whole thing ends up being worth like $40 minimum, maybe more if it's a rare one. But it's like people don't realize like certain things you make a side hustle to selling little miniature WWE belts, but hell, some of them go for 10-15 bucks. So, sometimes people will collect things like that and side hustle that way. So, but I'm always looking for the cool shit that's got the accessories. Give me the table, give me the chairs, give me the microphones, give me whatever I can get. The guardrail, the trash can. I have the Mankind dumpster from the WWF series, and it's incredible. I got a fucking toilet in there that has a movable hinge. All kind of tire, Stone Cold Steve Austin tire, and brooms and fucking bats and all the cool shit from the 90s era. Oh, oh, what a save! A didgeridoo. Wow, 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 wow. Man, just like that, you were up, and then you were like, oh, like the sports gods are like, oh, Dog really likes the Vegas Golden Knights. He thinks that they're the best. All right, let's get him to score a shitload of goals in a matter of a blink of an eye. Oh, 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. That's when you know a team is like fucking elite. Like I don't even know if you could, have Colorado or Dallas do what Vegas does. I mean, they don't even got to be first place in the division. It's just they're ridiculous. The only thing that's shitty about them is their jerseys that they wore in the Winter Classic against Seattle. That's the only thing I got to say about that. Everything else is just magnificent. Yeah. Is that the game that you play the most? Fallout? I want to be able to get back into PC gaming, but I want to do like the old games that I played when I was younger. So it's like I want to play like Max Payne. Like I want to like do the bullet time with like the Matrix mode. Kraken Devil Stanley. And we ain't talking those cups that all the ladies are going crazy about with the new colors. People side hustling those damn cups. $35, selling them for $100. 4-3 Vegas. Like I have like the urge to like play like The Sims and like play like old school games that I haven't played in a long time. Theme Hospital. I like the old school PC games and some of the stuff that was on the early like PS1, PS2. Twisted Metal 2. I've really like that one is like on the top of the list, and also the Sega Dreamcast with like the bass fishing tournament games with the controller. Those are like I want to be able to see. And the thing is, it's like with Dreamcast, some of them are broken, so you can't even really buy one online. You have to go to like a video game shop and hope they have one, and you can like see it, like turn on and off, and that way you're not having to go through that whole process of a system being broken. Current injuries. Nosek, Hamilton, Ballard, Hughes, Siegenthaler, and Smith. Devils, injured dogs. Less than 5 minutes to go. 4-3. They need Jack Hughes, and he isn't playing. Chandler Stevenson after Jonathan Marchessault and Jonathan Marchessault. Yeah. I mean, I read a lot, so I'm always up to date on, whatever is trendy or what's going on in the US or past the US. Some stuff that's trendy ends up being really cool, and I can see why it's trendy and it's awesome. Some stuff is just trending because it's like kind of like a marketing ploy, where they're trying to target a certain type of person, man or woman, or a certain age group or a certain genre, and they're trying to be able to make money on something and trying to make it like catchy and cool. um, I guess it just depends if you have the extra money and want to be able to, buy something like that. But they were smart with their marketing ploy to do like more of the female colors. So then if the girls are using them, the girls and the ladies, if they're using them to go to the gym or they just have a water bottle or whatever, they're doing exercise or around the house or wherever, and or it's like when people have their own like coffee mug, it'd be kind of like that thermos. And then they make it trendy. Put it in like the women's magazines. Like, buy this shit. You want a fucking pink, canister? This is the only one that's cool. And then they're like, oh shit! And then all the ladies went crazy, and they were like, look at me. And then they're like making the side hustling the other ones for the better ones. And then all of a sudden they're making shitloads of money, buying something for $25, $35 and selling them for like 100, 150. Like, oh, we're out of the Stanley. Fuck. And then you get someone that was willing to pay like triple. But again, if it's like, cause and effect, the supply and the demand, I mean, do their thing. It's if you got people that are going to do it, yeah. Do it. Do you? Do you? You want to put hearts on it? Do you? You want to make them pink? Shit, if it's going to make you money. Yeah, I already saw that the car caught on fire. But the big thing is they have like limited edition stuff, just like in anything in like sports cards. Oh, look at my PSA 9 one of one Shohei Ohtani rookie. Like there's always going to be extras, little incentives and things that are going to be worth more and whatnot. But then a lot of those are going to be work construction workers and guys that are doing the crazy ass jobs. Some of the thermoses and products of that company. I mean, they've been around for a long time, but again, it's like they never really marketed to like female customers. And it took them that long to figure it out. But hey, at least they figured it out. 4-3, Golden Knights. Judgment Day. Less than 3 minutes to go. See if the Devils can tie it up and make it 4-4. And then I'll throw up a Chandler Stevenson, and then we'll get some more photos up. What a fucking entertaining matchup. 7-6 is kind of too aggressive, but, 4-3 is already a lot higher than expected. Oh! And also, too, it's like you can tell what teams are good off the rebound, where there's like one initial shot and it's blocked, but then it gets into the crease or another person where even if the puck is in the air, they're going to be able to have a shot on it. Like that's what's so amazing to me. Like the elite players have the vision to catch the puck in the air and then hit it while it's in the air and then, get goals that way. I would assume that's got to be one of the toughest skills to learn and to be good at that. The teams off the rebound, Vegas is very, very good. Lawman, Bass Reeves. Paramount. Cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. I always like to get recommendations, and I like everything. You know, it's like I can watch the Law and Order SVU. Then I can go to The Simpsons. Then I can go to like GI Joes or Transformers or Ninja Turtles from like the '80s in the cartoon. Then I can go to something like Breaking Bad. Then I can flip the script and go into True Blood. Then I can go to Game of Thrones. You never. Then I might go Parks and Rec, Creation. Oh, 5-3, Vegas. Golden Knights trying to get the score close to what I wanted. Sports gods, thank you. Devils are not happy. 5-3, Vegas. Golden Knights. My goodness. Nicholas. Wow. Boom. Tyler. Toffoli. Bing bong. 4-3, 5-3, 5-4. Like, isn't it creepy? Like, I don't know, man. Like, if it ends up being that, it's just, I don't know what to say, man. It's just sometimes it's like the sports gods. They're like, they're paying attention. Unbelievable for the Devils to fight back. Unbelievable. You ask and you shall receive. 9 goals. End of the second period. But I mean, to actually get it to 7-6 would be insane. So I don't even think that's going to happen. But crazier shit has happened. But 5-4 already, amazing. Oh baby! With 15 seconds left, Tyler Toffoli. Tyler Toffoli. Nicholas. Wow. Tyler Toffoli. Wow! 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 What a game! Unbelievable. All right, let me know what you guys want to do for photos, and I got you. Yeah, I got some photos. We got time to kill here for the second period intermission. Wow, what an amazing, amazing 2 periods. It's a gem when you can get 9 goals in 2 periods, and the goalies are good. It's just that it's a tough game, a tough matchup, and every good goalie, when you have a tough matchup with two good teams, sometimes you get an explosion of goals. And yes, I do like competitive 2-1 games, but games like this are the most enjoyable as long as your team is the one that ends up getting the W. So if it ends up being 7-6, make sure you're the team that gets the 7 because you don't want to lose that way. The fucking entertaining. Goddamn. 5-4. Woo! Let's go. Tyler Toffoli. All of a sudden, when the Vegas Golden Knights, they're like, we're about to kick the door down, right? Electricity up 5-3. This one's over. And then out of nowhere, Tyler Toffoli. Okay, bring that electricity, Tyler. 2 goals? One more for the hat trick? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, let's get some photos. Let me make some room here. Let me make some room. And in the black corner, number 87, Sidney Crosby. Goat, 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 goat. Alexander Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby. It's a cool photo. Let's go. Oh, baby. Might hit you with the action shot. Oh, that's cool. Odin. That is cool. Odin. That is cool. I just saw your little New Jersey uh, cup devil thing. That's cool. In the cup. I like that. How big is that? Like, is that like a shot glass? Can you like drink alcohol out of that? Like, how big is that actually? It's a mini one. So it's just like a figurine. I can't like drink beer out of it. Like, there's not enough of a, you know, it's not big enough to do that. 5'4". Devils are fighting. It's pretty neat. Let's see if I can convert it over. I'll send it to Sarah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold up. Okay, gotta save this. Boom, save, and then send it over here. Boom, shakalaka. Boom, boom. Okay, sent. Okay, and then boom, shakalaka, and go over here. Find it. Grab the image. Scroll. Click. Look for the file. File. Boom. Shakalaka. It's neat. I need one with the Kraken logo on it and like a bunch of them. Cool, man. Kraken. Tomorrow. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Spin the towel. Drop the anchor. Buoy. 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 Let's go. For 4 hundo? Wow. That would be something that like you have a buddy, right? And like you live close by and you're both making like good money. Then you just like split the cost of something like that and you just like drink beer out of it. or it's like splitting the money for like a wrestling belt that's like extravagant. Half of the time you get it, half of the time I get it. That's cool, man. Like if I ever get to the point where I can spend good money and get a good wrestling belt, I'm going to be very particular on which one I would get. I mean, there's certain aspects of the spinner belts that I like, you know, but I don't think that would be like necessarily the automatic first one that I would get just because it spins. You know, sometimes the older looks with like intercontinental belts and the big gold belt for WCW and NWO. They got Wolfpack spray paint and NWO spray paint, black or red. Smoking skull belt, Stone Cold. And then the removable plates with like The Rock with the big W. But they had a bunch of plates that you could replace with your favorite wrestler. You just have to spend like I think $100, like 50 per plate, and then you screw them in, and then you can have like a Rock belt, and then like a CM Punk belt, and then like a Randy Orton belt, and then it has like their exact replicas of what they have on their belt when they're champ. It's fucking neat. Like they should make every belt like that, where you can interchange the plates, and then you can keep customizing. And then I know there's guys on the internet that have been doing it, and they probably have like 10 combinations. So you got one wrestling belt and then plates that are in a box, and then you can just transfer them for whatever you feel like. That's pretty badass. Badassery, if you ask me. Oh, cool. It comes with like the gloves and like replica, like, trying to be like, oh, these are the gloves and NHL like bandana or like a little thing where you can place it on and a little plaque. New Jersey Devils Stanley Cup champions in 1995, where I played 1995 NBA Live, one of my favorite games of all time. 2000, and I got NHL 2002, and then champions in 2003. 95, 2000, and 2003. One of my favorite years. When I was 13 years old, won the championship at my middle school. NBA Live 95 and Madden 95. NHL 95, I love it. 2000, I graduated in 2000. Special. And then 2003. Okay. Sometimes when I see things where they have like Fireball and they have like those mini kegs and stuff, it's like even though I don't really drink anymore, I think like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to have one of those. Like not just like a normal size bottle, but something that I can just have for like a long time and then decide when I want to go after it. I like those. The AEW one. The AEW one. I mean, I'm a big AEW guy, but like I said, I like I like oddball shit, you know what I mean, and stuff. And so, like, for you to get like the hardcore belt, that's like it goes up in many, many levels because it's like one of the belts that gets overlooked, but it's still cool. And if you have a hardcore kind of personality based off music or wrestling style, ECW, and that's your vibe, that would make sense, And I think that's cool, like it doesn't always have to be like the championship belt. Like, you can always go different, but you just have to, depending on which one it is and what company and the style of it. But the AEW belt's like $700-800. I could buy like two belts on WWE for the price of the AEW belt. And the thing is like I like the difference in the AEW look because it's so different from the WWE. But as big of a fan as I am, even if I was rich, I don't think I want to spend six, seven, $800 on a wrestling belt. Like I'm capped out at like 500. Like 5 bands. Like if I got to spend more than 5 bands, that bitch better be autographed. Like I better get a fucking autograph on that bastard, or there better be like removable plates, or I better have like some kind of meet and greet with fucking Cody Rhodes, or I better get that weight belt like he gives the kids. I better, I'm spending fucking money. Like 500 is a shitload. Like I'm just a collector, so I could see myself doing it, but I don't want to be spending more than five racks. I mean, I could invest in Aaron Judge autograph graded card, or a Julio or something, or a Wemby or an Otani, and I could flip it or keep it to make money, and like, you know, wrestling belts. They're cool, but they cost a lot. NBA Jam. Can't buy a bucket. He's on fire. I love playing. Like I said, if I ever get rich, I would like to buy the dual machine of NBA Hang Time and then the last NFL Blitz. I think it was like a combo machine from like 2001. It was like kind of the last era of them doing that series, and it's an amazing machine. I think it's got. Trying to think about 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it the four? I think it's got the four people that you can play on it, and incredible. I mean, two iconic games, and then it's like the arcade version, and they're like attached to each other. You never would leave your room. You never would leave your garage. You're like, oh, I'm playing NBA Hang Time, which is the top end version of NBA Jam, and then with all the updated, stuff in it, with the last rosters, the best that you could have, the best graphics, the best sound effects, and then boom, you get the very, very last or one of the last machines of the NFL Blitz series. Incredible. Love it. 5-4, Golden Knights. I like looking at like the baubles and the Hot Wheels, Matchbox, starting lineups, and I like the Kenner and looking at the wrestling figures over the years, the 80s and the 90s, the Hasbro stuff. I got to go back in time, with the collectibles. Need to get something to drink here real quick as we get ready for this amazing third period. I have been very entertained. Elliot, double E, is in the building. Super bad. That's good, bro. I'm gonna go get a drink real quick. How are you, brother? Sometimes this is what my life is. McLovin. All right, I'm gonna go get my drink for real this time. Double E Pep in the building. Elliot Evans, the OG. Like me and Elliot are like half an age, but I feel like you're with the way that you see music and certain things. Like I feel like a certain part of your personality, like it doesn't matter if the age gap is 10 years or 20 years, but sometimes it doesn't matter. 20, 40, 60, don't matter. All right, let me go get a drink here real quick. Super bad. Watch that shit. I know I saw the dude. Sarah sent me a photo of a fire truck that did like 360s, like obliterated a vehicle and then in between a house. Like insane ice. You got the ice that I got in Oregon when you guys are making fun of DeAndre Ayton couldn't leave the house. Now you got to see what we're talking about here in the Pacific Northwest. That shit is scary when everything's a fucking ice cube. You're gonna fall down. You could be like the most athletic man or woman on planet Earth and still fall down. You gotta be careful out there. McLovin. The double E is in the building. Double E, that is my dude. 5-4, Vegas Golden Knights. Yeah, you guys got that crazy ass. I mean, like, we don't have weather like that often. You guys have it all the time. I don't even know how you guys live. Like, that shit is crazy. And then you're also getting the very very high number of snow. It's like some people are getting a couple inches. It's like you guys a foot or 2 foot of snow. Like, I can't even imagine like waking up and all of a sudden snow is like up to the door, or if you get like snowed in. Obviously I know that's not going to happen that often in certain parts of the country, but in other parts, it gets crazy. I've seen the videos. I've seen the pictures. 5-4, Vegas Golden Knights, third period, entertaining game. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. $50 dono. Appreciate you. I'll be doing the Kraken tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to hang out then. Have a good rest of your day, and I will exit you as you leave the stream with a oh no, that was brand new on the NWSF. Boom, boom, boom. Shakalaka. That's a good goodbye photo right there. Hello, goodbye. Steve Largent, touchdown Hawks. Now you're going to have a great day. Can't get any better than that. Have a good rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Appreciate you. We have 50 to go. And where are we at on the likes? Sarah, are we at 10 yet? Are we is there any chance to get closer to another number, or where are we at on that? Got one period to go. We got a very, very generous top contributor, supporter. All right, where are we at? I think we need 8 more to get to 20. 8. So depending on if you have done it, please do. It helps the algorithm and the analytics to the channel. And shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well. 5-4 Golden Knights. Sounds good. Appreciate you. Wow, Andre the Giant. That's cool. That's a very unique one for sure. Yeah. So what's going on in your life, E? What's going on? What music are you listening to? What shows are you watching? Are you watching Vice Channel? What's going on with what's going on? What's going on with the Frank Ocean? What's going on with all the stuff? What's going on with Tyler the Creator? Any like new stuff coming out? I'm always trying to get in on everything that's going on, including him eating the pepperoni pizza, but not every day anymore. Yeah, that's crazy. When I saw that fucking fire truck do like 360s, I was like, oh my god. It's like a video like that you have to watch because it's like scary. You hope no one gets hit by that thing, or no property gets damaged. But when you got a fire truck going like 20 on ice, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, you're doing 360s, and it could have been real bad. They could have fucking went into a house for sure. The wheelman definitely saved a lot of property damage. Thought he was Fast and the Furious in that bitch. He thought he was Vin Diesel. Paul Walker, rest in peace. Love me some Paul Walker. You're watching The Office. I'm doing the counter to that. I'm doing Parks and Rec, and so you need to do that one if you haven't done that one. And I'm gonna do probably The Office next after I finish Parks and Rec. So I got to get with the Izzy's Ansari, and I'm gonna go that route, and then The Office, and then I'll probably do like New Girl, and then I ended up finishing a few other shows already too, like Superstore. So I got to find like the comedy stuff, and then I'll go through like the brutality shit, where I'm watching shit that looks like 300 or like the old school times in like fucking England when they're like trying to chop each other's heads off, and you get like those Vikings programs. So I do that, and then sometimes I'll go into like some True Blood type stuff or Game of Thrones. Maybe I'll do Sopranos. I've been kind of itching to do Sopranos, some gangsta shit in my life. I've gotten the Western cowboy shit going on with the Deadwood, so I'm trying to like maximize my time on doing many, many things, like many, many genres and vibes and moods. But not every day I'm gonna be wanting to watch like certain programs. Sometimes it'll be like once or twice a week. So, oh, you haven't? It's like The Office, and it's got a bunch of different comedians that are in it, and similar sense of humor, that they have in it. I'm actually waiting for the day that they make a show called Call Center, and once they actually make the show, because we obviously got something like that, on Comedy Central with Workaholics, but if they actually made something like and they had the proper cast, and obviously you have to do a workaround on actually saying the real company names and making a fictitious company working with or against like the Verizons and the other companies that are out there, or whatever you decide the call center is calling, whether it be cable, internet, and phone, and having it be that kind of comedy, or if it's something else. But I'm waiting for something like that. And if they have the right people, that could end up being like the next great show. Because I mean, it's very relatable when you watch shows like Superstore. If you've ever worked at a Walmart or a Fred Meyer or a retail store, some of the crazy shit that happens in those type of shows, or like Workaholics at a call center, like you can fucking relate. There's always going to be a crazy motherfucker that works there that does crazy shit. It's like that's always bending the rules. Ooh, nice pass. Devils. Nico Hisha. Deadwood. I'm on season 1, episode 3 or 4. But the thing is like if you don't know me, you wouldn't think that I would be interested in stuff like that. Or like True Blood is one of my favorite programs of all time. I don't know why exactly, but I think it has to do with the theme song. A lot of times it's like shows that have music that I like, that they sample. Shows that sample iconic songs or cartoons that sample iconic songs end up being great cartoons. Yeah. Sopranos has got the gangster shit, so it's like I haven't seen every episode, but it's like the type of vibe that it sets. It's like that mob gang of vibe life. You know, yeah. The Office is your comfort show. I've been doing a lot of the white noise, and I'll be doing some of the green noise when you're listening to like nature or like waves crashing, or like rain. And I found that once you start doing that, it definitely helps you sleep deeper and better instead of just having it completely, silent, or having just like a TV show in the background. I mean, I've done them all. So completely silent. Sometimes you want background, sound like a show in the background. But the nature sounds with the green noise, but then like waves crashing at a beach or like um, rain or storms. No, kind of comforting. And then Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. I mean, I just like iconic stuff. And that's why I like the Dexter and the new Dexter. But like the way that the show is done, like Dexter and the narration of the show, like you have to have like epic people, do shows, and then it just ends up being something where it can never be replicated. Oh, what a save! You know what's one of the most underrated shows if you want to have something that is like a combination of like mobbery, like mob and crime and action and shooting and guns and plot, and it just got you like on the edge of your seat like the whole way through. If you want to start a show from the very beginning, a really, really underrated, one of my favorites of all time that never gets talked about ever, that is like top, 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 top notch. And it doesn't matter if you like rap music or country or rock, your personality can be top to bottom, doesn't matter, right? If you're looking to watch a show that you've never seen before, that will blow you away, Blacklist. Raymond Reddington. You watch that show, I mean, it's insane. Like every episode is fucking insane. Like the weaponry that's used on that show, the crazy situations that happen, like where they're trying to find like the most violent criminals and having like a police people and like the computer guy and then the hacker and then just like all the different stuff intertwined with good acting and good talent in that show. Amazing. If you've never seen it, trust me, you watch it, it'll end up being one of the shows that you'd be like, wow, this is like super entertaining. And you don't have to wait like 10 episodes for it to get good. So they've done many, many, many seasons of it. It's incredible. Spader is one of the most brilliant actors of all time. Like, period. Once you watch that show, if you didn't know who he was, once you watch it, you'll be like, wow, this guy is like the perfect person. And just his cadence, swagger, and his just like who he is. It's unbelievable, man. Like there's not too many like shows that you can watch where they recreate crime stuff or police stuff or FBI stuff or where you can kind of get a vibe, but it feels like you're watching a show and it's not like as believable. But then they have certain shows that kind of suck you in where you feel like you could be there. It's an amazing show, man. I'm telling you, it's incredible. Like the amount of like gun moments in the show, car chases, fucking helicopter stuff, like rocket launchers, fucking like this, and it's not every episode they do it. They like, it's like there's a build up in the plot, but the actors and actresses vibe off each other so good. So even though when they're talking about stuff, shit is like, about to pop off, and you feel like, okay, like I'm only gonna have to watch 3 minutes of this, and something crazy is gonna happen. And I feel like the whole show is kind of like that. They take the time to build the character development, but not too long where you're like, this is way too long. Like I need something cool to happen. Like they make it like intense, throughout every episode, and I like that. Great, great fucking show. I've never heard anyone. Wow, 360 trying to get that in there. 5-4 Golden Knights. Spader is super underrated, man. Dembe, Raymond Reddington, incredible. Like you watch that show and you would want to be a part of his crew. It's like if you're going to be in that type of world, like who would you want to kick it with? It'd be that guy. Like a fucking dangerous life, but he's like fully connected to like everyone, like good people, bad people, like every type of people that are on planet Earth. The guy knows at least one that will know someone else if he doesn't know him himself. That would be incredible. Everyone needs money. Dragon Souls. 5-4 Vegas Golden Knights. Souls and Dragon got their lunch money on this. This is that laundry money, that car wash money, that picking up that dog shit in the neighborhood money. I need this, or I'm not going to be able to pay my rent or my cell phone. They can't fuck up my parlay. This is going to be a tough one. They were favored, but again, why the hell did you guys bet on the Devils with no Jack Hughes? You just thought that they were going to win without him, just because the line said so? Woo! That spin move, though. That spin move with that backhand shot. Oh, lots of dog shit. washing all damn cars, stealing money out of your parents' wallet. Any means necessary. I need some more Fortnite skins. Woo! 5, 5. Boom, boom. Okay. Huzzah! Curtis! Wow. 5-5. And I said earlier I wanted a 7-6 game. If we actually do get a 7-6 game, that is going to be like the creepiest of the creepy. Like it happens. The creepy stuff happens all the time with the ESP, but that would be like the like 6-5. But if it ends up being 7-6, it's like going to be the creepy of the creepy. You feel me? I hear you, sports gods. I love ya. 5-5, baby. Wow. Curtis Lazar. What a game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Electric. Curtis Lazar. They said I picked up too much dog shit to lose money today. Okay. 5-5. Incredible. I just had a feeling that this was going to be a great game. I got to be very strategic on what I decide to stream every day. Woo! 5-5, baby. What a game. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X. Let's get to the goal. Let's get to 20 likes and let's hit the goal, baby. Elliot helping out on the Twitter X side. I appreciate that. Oh! This game is crazy. The Barber Chef. What a game. Less than 10 minutes to go. 5-5. Devils. Golden Knights. Incredible. Just when you think one team might pull away, then the other team just fights back. Incredible. And it's like these goalies aren't shitty. Just like an incredible matchup that they just wanted to give us tonight after what we got on the NFL side. I get no Kraken, but I get something just as good, maybe better tonight. 5-5 matchup. Let's go. Woo! Ow! Off the rebound. These guys are getting crazy. Our truth going heel dog. Dude, this game is incredible, dude. I need to go through my wrestling figures and some starting lineups tonight. Man. Let's go, baby. And the Kansas City Chiefs. I got a throwback, though. I know, Odin, you love your Devils. I'll give you a throwback Chiefs. It's like no matter what, Patrick Mahomes is always going to take a spot in the AFC championship game. You just got to pray you're the other team. Josh Allen, are you Phillip Rivers? I hope not. Hopefully it's better. It's like no matter what happens, they're always in the mix. And you got a chance, just like the Lions have a chance. I mean, is that the most unlikely thing to happen because Baltimore and Niners are favored by so much for it to be a Kansas City Chief versus Detroit Lions Super Bowl? Would that be like the craziest shit of all time or what? Incredible. Incredible, this fucking game. And I was just kind of joking with the sports god saying I'd love a 7-6 game. And then that was at when it was at 0-0. And then all of a sudden, boom shakalaka, 5-5. All right. You got the message, apparently. All right, let me click on this son of a bitch. There we go. What a game. I think a lot of people were wanting just something new. You know what I mean? It's just like once you start seeing the same team over and over and over again, regardless if it's the Chiefs or the Niners, and that eventually they're going to become America's they're going to be hated on just because we're going to want something new. But again, because a lot of people had to go through the 20 years of Brady and New England, you just have to realize in the NFL sometimes there's going to be many New England Patriots along the way. They might not do it for 20 years, but they might do it for 10 to 15. And the way that the Niners and the Chiefs are built, they might be good for the next 10 to 15 years. Like, as long as they have the right coaches and GMs there, and the right players, they look like they're going to have that longevity. Organizations built the right way at the very top. Less than 8 minutes to go. We're knotted up at 5. Everyone's got their lunch money and picking up shit in the neighborhood money on the Devils. They're not going to be able to pay their rent, pay their cell phone, lose their girlfriends. Not a good day if the Devils lose for some of y'all in the room. Less than 8 minutes to go. What an entertaining matchup. Yeah, but there's going to be more, you know what I mean? And sometimes even including myself, sometimes I just want someone new, regardless of who it is. Alabama keeps winning all the time in college football. For Christ's sakes, can it be someone else? And then it goes to Georgia, and then it doesn't look like Georgia's going to ever lose again. But then we finally got something different with Michigan. So it's just like anytime someone is the best at something, we're going to be irritated unless it's our favorite team. If it's like Odin's son and you're a Chief fan, you are loving this because you're going to be in the best position out of any team in the NFL besides the Niners. Every year, as long as Mahomes is fucking playing, you're going to have a shot. No one else can say that. So, it's like, of course, there's going to be jealousy and the haters. And then the more they show Taylor Swift, the more people are going to get irritated with that aspect too. That's where a lot of the hate is at. It's not necessarily at Mahomes or Kadarius Toney only, or the guys that are dropping the balls. It's the showing Swift too much, and taking away from the game. Regardless if you like her, if you don't like her, it's like the media ploy. I don't think it's a hate against Travis Kelce or Mahomes. It's just showing Brittany Mahomes and Taylor a little too much. That's where the haters are coming from. And that sometimes includes myself. It's like, oh my God, another. I mean, I get it, showing them, but limit it. It's almost like so ridiculous. Like almost they have like a contract with her publicity people saying you better if she shows up, she's got to be on camera 10 times. For her to be able to make more money and have her sell more music and ringtones and albums and anything related to her. Her tickets are insane. If you look up how much a ticket cost, it's like almost like fake. There's no way in hell people pay that much to go see her. He said Real Madrid for soccer. My dad's gonna be pissed. I maxed out his credit card on DraftKings. He's I got a debit, I got a checking, and I got my dad and mama all their shit, all their credit cards, all their debit cards, all their banking info. It's like I'm addicted to losing money. Luke Hughes, the safety valve, 540 and counting. Got it up at 5. Will we get 6-5? Will we get 6-6? Will we go to overtime? I mean, even if we don't get the 7-6 score, the 5-5 is incredible. When you're just even hoping for like a 4-3 kind of game, and then it goes above and beyond that. I mean, goaltending has been some dog shit, but hell, the entertainment value in a matchup like this has been super fun. But congratulations, and you do own Josh Allen and the Bills. They are your daddy, and Josh Allen's daddy. And I feel like Chiefs, Ravens. Depending on how the game goes, I mean anything could happen. And with the Lions and Niners, if Debo doesn't play, they can still win. But again, can the Lions defense that kind of sucks? Can they make enough plays to actually beat the Niners? Is it possible on the road? I mean, I guess it just depends on how good that running game and that O line is, and if they get lucky on like a special teams touchdown or a pick six or a fumble for a touchdown against Purdy, then that might even the odds a little bit. Aiden Hutchinson gets in there for 3 sack lunches and like a strip sack or something. I mean, they're going to have some fucking crazy numbers to be able to beat the Niners to make the Super Bowl. Same thing with the Chiefs, but I mean, when you're in the Final Four, anything is possible. Based on how the game flow, not necessarily game script, is going to go. But the most likely outcome is obviously Ravens Niners, right? Either Ravens winning the Super Bowl, Niners winning the Super Bowl, and then if we had another team that would be the most likely to get there, it would be the Chiefs because of the experience with Andy Reid, Mahomes, and Kelsey. And then the most unlikely suspect to make it would be the Lions because it's just like their magical year. They haven't been to the playoffs in 30 plus years, or to win a playoff game in 30 plus years, and then not only to do that, to do it twice, right? They've gone to the playoffs, but it's winning is different, and now it's a vibe. But I mean, to go all the way to the Super Bowl, I mean, that's one magical run with no defense. Then, if the Lions beat the Niners, then we can't say defense wins games, defense wins championships, because then it wouldn't be true. Because the Detroit Lions don't have a defense, and if they beat the Niners, then I mean, what do we say? Offense wins championships. Jared Goff and the Goffense, and Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery and Amon-Ra are just like amazing. Dan Campbell will bite your kneecap off all the way to the Super Bowl. Just depends on the sports gods and what they want. Do they want to shock the world and have, or is it about money and getting the best ratings? And now if it's about money and getting ratings, then it's Niners, Ravens. No other matchup is going to be as, just that type of excitement knowing someone brand new is going to win and both teams, are looking to be that team. No offense against Detroit and Kansas City. Kansas City has been there, done that. But for Lamar's legacy and other fans that want to see someone other than the Chiefs, if they can't get it done with Mahomes, then we're going to see something new. A new legacy with either Lamar or a new legacy with Purdy and the Niners, if we get that scenario. What a save! Toronto, Drake, Ovo. I actually tried on my Drake hoodie. I actually have the Hotline Bling Drake hoodie, the black hoodie with the super good quality. They got some like Canada Goose stuff on there, super expensive, but the stitching on it, it's just a big owl, and then it's got the OVO for the eye and the nose and the eye. It is incredible. It is probably my most, maybe one of the more coveted pieces in the fashion wardrobe. I mean, I got a lot of sports jerseys, baseball, basketball, football, all that. It's a nice one. Limited edition, baby. You already know, especially when hoodies can go for like 500 to 800, and it's a hoodie, not even a jacket. Then you know it's like limited edition, and people want that stuff. And I'll never sell it. They don't have too many Ovo stores either. L.A., New York, they're in Canada. To me, I think it's the most fashionable thing of merch that the company has made. It's like a piece that's eternal that'll never go old. Incredible. Nico Heischer. Oh my goodness. 5 seconds left in the third period. Oh, we're going to OT. Maybe not 7-6, but 6-5 we're going to get. I mean, sometimes they can't get the score correct, but it definitely isn't a 1-0 game. I knew it wouldn't be. But this is a fucking gem, man. It would have been better if we could have had Captain Jack Eichel on the Vegas Golden Knights going against Captain Jack Hughes. That would have been amazing. But still, with no Jack Hughes putting up a 5, we're like, respect, dude. I see you. Let's go to overtime, bitches. What a game. Amazing. Who's going to win? I mean, we got quite a few people in the room that are going to, not be able to pay their rent if the Devils don't get the dub. So phone will be turned off pretty soon. So we'll see. All depends on momentum. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? Unbelievable. And the Devils have scored, the last 2 goals, right? So if they want to feed off that momentum, because they had a point where they scored 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, right? So I think it might be their time. They're going in waves right now. So if the Devils do win, it would be most likely based off the goal scoring in the game. Started off with Vegas, then you ended up going and rifling off 3 with the Devils, right? And you have to look at patterns in sports, right? Then 4 in a row for Vegas, right? Got on a heater, hot, hot, hot. Rizgod, that's what they call me. Then Toffoli and Lazar, right? Back-to-back Devils. So maybe we'll get back-to-back-to-back Devil goals, and then the Rizgod and the Devils fans will be happy. Oh, 20K subs. Just like purchase that, went on the dark web and just be like, okay, I need to find a YouTube channel that's got 20,000 subs and I got to buy it. That's the only way that I'm going to be able to make it in life is if I buy the channel and just do it that way. What a game, baby. And that's how that ends. TED TV show. Yeah, I've been going through like the Peacock app and trying to go through each app to see if there's anything like worthwhile to watch after the games are over. All right, Devils, this is your chance to get it done. Wow, really? That's crazy. That is crazy. 70? Wow. What was the full stat line? 70, 10, and 10? Like, what do we talk? Triple double? Or like 70, 70, 14, and 6? Because he was just so busy scoring points. And what did Wemby have and did Wemby play? Those are the questions and answers that I need. Yeah, people love to hate. But what a matchup, man. Right? I wanted a 7-6 matchup at the beginning of the game. The sports gods were like, let's make it 5-5 and go to overtime. To be 6-5, I'll take that. Salute to you, sports gods. Amazing, man. Let's go. Just wish that Hughes was able to play today, but I'm just still just baffled that the Devils were able to put up 5 without Hughes. Incredible effort. Nico Hischier rips it right left. Less than 4 minutes to go in OT. Whoa. I'm going to have to look at the stat lines here pretty soon. Smash that like button. Help us get to 20 likes. And if we can get there, let's get to 30. And shout out to everyone watching on Twitter/X as well. Whoa. What a save. God, this is getting crazy out here. 70, 15, and 5. Wemby, 33, 2, and 15. Wow. Holy shit. Yeah, Wemby is the real deal if you haven't watched him. I mean, I don't really like watching the NBA anymore, but if I am going to watch, like I want to be able to watch something that's unusual, and like he is a phenom. So it's like, you know, you had the LeBron James, and then now we'll have a Wemby era for sure. Less than 3 minutes to go. I'm going to have to check out highlights for sure. 70? How many threes did Embiid have? No shirt. Oh, that's cool. I seen those on social media. It's crazy. T-shirts now used to cost like 10, 15 bucks. Now it's like if you want a T-shirt, it's like 30 to 50. Boom, there it is. ESP strikes again, baby. Boom, boom, boom. Analytics, statistics. You have to just pay attention, and it's just right there in front of you. You have to look at patterns in sports and look at who's been scoring goals. And when the Devils scored the last 2, after they've gone in shifts of 3 and then 4, boom. Then after the 4 goals by the Vegas Golden Knights, you get 1, you get 2, and you get the game winner. Devils, the people in the room, don't need to be able to sell anything from their Xbox or PlayStation 5 collection. Cell phone is not going to get turned off. Dog shit that you picked up to make the bet is going to go to good hands. Wow. Okay. Woo! Wow. Wow. What a comeback by the Devils. And that's why we do these games. That shit was good for my mental health. That was fucking electric. Unbelievable. I wanted a 7-6, but we got a 6-5 overtime game, which is essentially the same damn thing, actually better going into OT. What a game by the Devils. No Jack Hughes, no problem. Wow. All right, man. Fucking A, that was amazing. That was one of the more entertaining games. Throw the hats into the rake. 6-5 Devils. Amazing. Odin, I know for you and Aiden being here, man, it's a trifecta. They got the dub. Awesome, dude. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Tyler Toffoli. Hat tricks all day, all night. Amazing. What an amazing matchup. You guys are awesome. Shout out to all the people on Twitter/X. Shout out to all the people that donated, commented, shared. I love you, and I appreciate you. We'll be doing Kraken tomorrow and NHL all throughout the week. And besides when it ends up being the NFL on Sunday for the AFC NFC Championship game, we'll be doing NHL hockey every single fucking day, unless we're ending up doing a pay-per-view on Saturday for WWE, which we will be doing that, and I'm excited for that. So hockey, WWE, then the AFC NFC Championship game. Hang out with your boy, and we'll have a lot of fun. And I got one question for you. Who you know talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.